This is the story of Rahul, Buddha's only son. Let's go back more than 2500 years to the city of Kapilvastu, situated in the Himalayan foothills. The prince of the kingdom, named Siddhartha, had just left the palace in the dead of night, leaving behind wealth, power, and a newborn son in search of truth. Rahul was born the very night his father left. His name, given by his father, means fetter or bond, perhaps as a symbol of attachment and a sign of how Siddhartha saw fatherhood as another tie holding him back from liberation. Let's explore what was the destiny of the newborn prince who was named a fetter. Rahul was raised in the shadow of the palace, under the care of his mother, Princess Yashodhara, and grandfather, King Suddhodana. He must have heard about his father, who had renounced everything, a man who was once a prince, just like him. His father was now called the Buddha and was admired by everyone in the kingdom and beyond. And when Rahul was just 7 years old, the Buddha returned to Kapilvastu. One morning, 7 days after the Buddha had returned to Kapilvastu, Rahul's mother Yashodhara took her 7-year-old son to the palace terrace. The streets below were shining in the soft, golden morning light, and walking calmly in the middle of the path was the Buddha, surrounded by his disciples. There, Yashodhara said, pointing towards the monk, "That is your father. He may not wear royal ornaments or crown, but he holds a treasure greater than all the wealth of the world. You, as his son, have the right to inherit it. Go and claim it." Eyes wide, heart excited, Rahul listened with innocent wonder. Inspired by her words, Rahul descended from the terrace and followed the Buddha through the streets. Imagine this, a child stepping out of the gates of the palace, seeing the figure of a monk glowing with peace, carrying nothing but a bowl and a robe. This is how he saw his father for the first time. He followed the Buddha's footsteps through the city, his small frame walking in the shadow of the giant legacy of his father. He called out, "Father, grant me my inheritance." The Buddha did not reply, not with words, but his silence carried the weight of understanding. This was no ordinary request. He did not ask for gold or a throne. What he sought was something deeper, something he did not yet fully understand, but deeply felt. He was asking for truth. By the time they reached Nigrodharma monastery, Rahul was still walking by his father's side, unwavering. The Buddha turned to his chief disciple, Sariputra, and said, "Prince Rahul seeks his inheritance, but worldly riches are fleeting. Let's give him the true treasure, the Dhamma." And so, in a sacred ceremony, young Rahul was ordained as a Samanera, a novice monk. His head was shaved, his princely garments replaced with a simple robe. As the words of the three refuges, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, were chanted, Rahul stepped into a legacy far greater than a crown. Today, the Rahul Stupa at Nigrodharma still stands as a symbol of that profound moment in Buddhist tradition. Life in the monastery was not easy. Rahul was treated like any other monk. Being the Buddha's son did not mean he received special treatment. But Rahul did not complain. In fact, he showed great dedication and humility. Every day, he would take a handful of sand and say, "May I receive as many teachings today as the grains of sand in my hand." The Buddha himself took special care in guiding his son, using simple but powerful examples to teach deep truths. One of the most famous of these teachings is recorded in the Ambalatika Rahula Sutta. One day, after Rahul had told a small lie, the Buddha saw a chance to teach him a lasting lesson. He called his son and held out a pot with little water in it. Rahul, do you see how little water is in this pot? Yes, father, Rahul replied. This is like the spiritual life of someone who tells lies. It is very small. Then the Buddha poured the water out. Just as this water is wasted, so too is the practice of someone who is dishonest. He then turned the pot upside down and showed it to Rahul. And just like this pot, empty and overturned, a person who lies has lost their inner strength. This wasn't scolding. It was guidance, compassion, wrapped in clarity. This teaching stayed with Rahul for life. He learned that truthfulness is the foundation of all spiritual practice. In one famous discourse, the Buddha advised Rahul, Rahul, just as a mirror reflects what is before it, so must you reflect your actions, speech, and thoughts. Before doing anything, ask yourself, is this beneficial? Will it lead to peace? Is it rooted in kindness? Even as a child, Rahul listened. He reflected. He practiced.